Hey everyone, thank you so much for watching today's video. So in this video, I'm going to show you this dramatic halo green eye makeup look. I know fall time is around the corner and I'm just so ready to create more smoky eye looks. And this is my first smoky look for this season. So we're going to start with priming the eyelids, and I'm going to use the MAC Cosmetics paint pot in the color Soft Ochre. And I'm just going to apply this all over the eyelid. And I just want to have like a break of almost 3 weeks. I went on a road trip with friends. We went to Italy, Switzerland, France, and also Austria. Austria, not sure how you pronounce it. It was so freaking beautiful. I had the best time. I mean, it was quite exhausting, I'm not gonna lie, going from like place to place, but we have seen such beautiful places and it just felt like I needed a break. So I'm back now and I'm so excited to create lots of new content for you guys. So I'm gonna go in with the Lure palette from Blend Bunny Cosmetics. I've used this palette a few times on my channel and I just absolutely love it. And I'm gonna use a combination of these two colors, and I'm just gonna start blending this all the way in my crease, going from the inner corner to the outer corner. So I'm gonna show you just each step that I'm doing. This is a little bit longer. I mean, I feel like this video is around 10 minutes, which is a little bit longer than my previous videos, but it is also a more dramatic look. So just often with looks like this, the more dramatic, it just requires a few more extra steps. So it will also require some extra time to create this eye look. But I feel like always the end result is really worth it. I feel like a halo of smoky eye look, especially for this one that I'm creating today. I do feel like these eye looks take me a lot longer compared to other eye looks that I create on my YouTube channel. But I'm always just really liking the end result. It's just different. You can just see that there went more time in creating the eye look. So whenever I see the end result, I'm always happy that I did take that extra time just to create something extra, or not like the typical everyday look, if you know what I mean. So I really want to focus on using like some shades to create some darkness at the outer part of the eyelid, but also in the inner corner of the eyelid. So that's why I switched to a tinier brush to really get into that corner, to make sure that that green shade is all over in the corner as well. And of course, everything I'm doing at one side, I'm also doing at the other side. I only show more of it on this eye that I'm showing right now. I don't feel like showing everything on both eyes is necessarily, because that will make my videos so long. But I do like to include like little snippets of the other eye as well. So now I went in with some gel eyeliner actually. So you can see that I'm using black. It's not a black eyeshadow, it's a eyeliner, but I used a very tiny amount on my brush. And I'm just smudging with whatever's left on my brush to really like blend it out. I feel like using eyeliner, it always makes it a bit extra black in comparison to using only eyeshadow. And I feel like it also makes it more long lasting. I will be going on top of it with black eyeshadow, and that will make it even more intense. But I don't know, every time I use like an eyeliner as a base for whenever I do like a smoky eye or a smoky halo eye look, I feel like it looks more intenser. So that's why I do it. It does take a little bit more time with blending because it is a gel product, so you have to take your time with that to make sure it blends out as nicely as possible. But I feel like it's definitely worth it. So now, because the edges are really harsh, I'm now focusing on making everything look more smooth. So I really want to make sure that the edges of the black eyeliner blend into the light green color that you see around it. So in order to get that done, you want to take like a color which is lighter than the black but darker than the green that I already have in my crease. And this way you will get that transition that goes from light to dark the more you go from like towards the crease, towards the eyelid, if that makes sense. So I'm just taking my time with this. I'm just continuing to blend until I'm happy with how everything is looking. If this is your first time, it might not look perfect at the beginning, but just take your time. If you feel like it looks too dark, use a lighter color around the edges. If you think it looks too light, you can always add more of the dark eyeshadow. So now I went in with a little bit of black eyeshadow just over the edges, just to intensify it, because I felt like blending all the green around it, it kind of softened the black, so I wanted it to stand out a little bit more. So that's why I went in with a little bit more black eyeshadow. So then I went in with some concealer. I feel like, I'm not quite sure if this is necessarily to do, but I did it. and I think it makes a difference, but I'm not quite sure if you can achieve the same result without doing this, but I'm doing it anyway just in case. But I used a little bit of concealer just in the center of the eyelid, and I also created this little bit of like a cut crease almost, as if you want to call it, but just in the center of the eyelid, because this is where I will apply the next product that I will use. And that will be like a pigment from Inglot Cosmetics in the color 122. And I'm gonna apply it like right on top of it with a flat concealer brush. And I really want it to be like super sharp in my crease. So that's why I went in with the concealer, so I can kind of follow that line that I just created. And a tip for me, it would be to use a little bit of setting spray or water on your brush when you apply it into in a loose powder. This way the pigment will really stick on the eyelid and it's gonna less transfer, because when you open your eyes, like open and close, the pigment can come in your crease area, like right above where you want it to be. You want this to look as clean as possible, and since it's a loose powder, it will kind of just dazzle all around your face, so make it a little bit wet in order to avoid that. So now I went in with this green color, and I'm going to use this around the edges of where I applied the pigment. And now it looks kind of like really obviously green. I don't want it to look as harsh, so I did go back in with like a little bit of black eyeshadow to really make the transition look a little bit more smooth. Then I went back in with a jaw liner, and I wanted a line above the lash line. I think this will also look really beautiful with like a wing liner, but I was too lazy for that. I felt like it already took me so much time. I was like, never mind, I don't feel like going for a wing liner. And also I really focused on making that round shape around the outer edge, and I feel like if I would go for a wing liner, I would probably clean up the wing liner and it will kind of be for nothing. So I just went for a line above the lash line only. And then I used a black pencil in the waterline, and I went in with the color Black Sea and used this for underneath the lower lash line. So I'm just pressing this with a flat brush right underneath the lower lash line, and then also slightly on top of the waterline, just to make sure that my lower lash line looked as black as possible. Then after that, I'm going to focus on blending it out with the green color. So I'm kind of using the same colors underneath the lower lash line as I used for the crease area. So this way everything just nicely blends together. If you want to be more creative, you can also go for like a total different color for the lower lash line. Like for a purple or a pink or whatever you want to go for, you can definitely do that. This will totally give this eye look a different twist. But I just want to stick to green today to somehow make it more wearable, even though this is not like your typical wearable eye look. But I mean, for like a party, a glam party, prom, something like that, I think this is gonna look so beautiful. And I think especially on brown eyes, hazel eyes, this is gonna look so gorgeous. Or on deeper complexions, oh my god, I think it's gonna look beautiful. So I'm just blending more eyeshadows underneath the lower lash line until I'm happy with how it looks, and then I'm curling the lashes using my lash curler. And then I went in with a little bit of mascara, just used a very thin coat on the upper lashes just to make it black, nothing extra. And then I focused on the lower lashes to make them as long as possible. I will be going in with falsies as usual. Definitely with a look like this, you definitely want to go in with some falsies. So I use the Queen Tarsi Alaya lashes, super pretty. And I'm just going to use my fingers to apply them above the lash line. And then here you have it. This is the finished result. I feel like it's such a long time ever since I did like a smoky halo eye look like this one. But it just gives me like fall vibes, holiday vibes. I'm so ready for it. Let me know what kind of looks you want to see the upcoming months. I'm just really kind of into these more dramatic looks for these months, so just let me know what you want to see. I hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. That's really helpful for my YouTube channel. I really appreciate it, and hopefully I will see you all in the next one. Bye guys.